So we're not gonna do it, so we actually just put new asphalt down there, and we're hoping they can get back here before the winter. Excuse me, but I don't think that's gonna happen. The idea was to put that elastic material down over there to protect the road. But we would look at doing something here too, to see if we can't get somebody.
And Trail 1 is the most driven trail to Lake of the Clouds. So, I mean, there's a lot of traffic there that needs it, especially if we're going to put that kind of money in it as taxpayers. It needs to be covered immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
It needs to be included in the process.
Okay. Okay.
Right, I got a question for you. On Walsh Road, how much right of way is there for you guys there?
I would have to look, but there's probably quite a bit more than normal. I'm not 100%
more on the south for some reason when you look at the map, but
yeah, I would have to go back to the original plat.
What they're cutting out there with that lower, is that
How much?
all right away?
On the Walsh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
There's a lot
the
of
majority of the Walsh is 100 feet right away. Yep, that was, the mine did that, gave us that right away back in the day. So I think you get a little more towards 64 on the other end, but the majority of it's 100 feet. So. Yes, ma'am.
Is your mom back in hospice?
She is in hospice right now down at Eagle River.
She'd be my chance.
Oh.
I love your mom and dad.
well, we appreciate your efforts, and I think that would be an awesome start to pick one off a year. And thank you.
Yeah.
And Homer
I have more
got
questions.
that started too, so that's good.
I have more questions for you, but I won't take up everybody's time with those.
Yeah.
We can talk about that later.
Okay.
New business. Board approval of resolution 2025-20. Final balance resolution.
Yep.
440-11. Payout amount $2,261.00. Carp Lake Township will be reimbursed $931. What is that for in English?
Huh? It's the resolution from USDA Rural Development, the grant.
Okay.
So the program was consisting of $713,000. Loan was for $1,202,000. The grant for Carp Lake Township Water System Improvement Project. And so they will disperse the last funds of the $2,261, and then we in turn get a refund of $900. That's going to go to a road fund.
All right. Support, or excuse me, motion.
Motion.
Ooh, Gary beat you.
Ooh, Gary.
Supported by Ray.
Ray.
Roll call vote, Marty.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Gary. I vote yes. That is approved. Board approval of 3 Dell Pro micro modems. I think we went through that before. That's the new phone stuff.
No, this is not phone. These are the actual computers, because all our computers, because somebody up there who's the IT guy thinks that it's great that we have to move up to Windows 11, and our computers are Windows 10, and they're not compatible.
And this is also preparing for BSNA and launch, right?
Also, well, just our computers are not going to function soon. So yes, it's to help with the BSNA as well.
All right. Motion. Gary. Support.
Right.
Ray.
I'll vote for you, Marty.
I was too slow.
Roll call vote, Marty.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Gary. I vote yes. That is approved. Board approval of tree removal and cleanup. We have 2 bids.
Oh, here they are.
So removing the trees in all of the areas that are
Oh, I did get it.
legit at our
Cemetery.
Looks like $27,800 for Dishaw, $24,950 for JSP.
Now that is from marker to marker,
Yes.
clearing completely.
I have walked with every contract. So JSP is also working in hand with Basil Tree Service. So there's 2 companies in one with that first proposal. But I have walked with each one of them, and I met with Dishaw again, and there's huge branches laying all over. I can't even sell some plots to even get a lot. I went to Frankenmuth and traveling the 7 hours, you pass by other cemeteries. None of the other people's cemeteries look like ours. I'm just saying, it's really sad. And if I'm supposed to sell these lots and lots, it has to be cleaned up.
Do we have $25,000 available to spend on this right now?
So it's half down because they're most likely not going to be able to get everything done before the snow. But also, my thought was we didn't do anything that we said we were going to do in the spring outside. We didn't do any concrete. We didn't do any asphalt. We didn't do any siding, any of this stuff. At some point, we got to stop fluffing everything off and saying, do we have money? We got to make it. We're not broke, as you see it. The numbers are in your hand. But it's going to continue to get more expensive. These trees are going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to get bigger, and they're going to cost more.
Well, we had a conversation last time, and you all heard my opinion about what I felt about how we have disrespected that place. Does anybody have any comments about this? But I mean, I think it needs to be done and addressed and turned back into a full working area that it deserves. And for the people that have paid to be there.
Years ago, a lot of people didn't want to be buried there because the water table is so high that the caskets would be floating. So that's why there's a lot of people from the area that are buried in the Riverside Cemetery in Ontonagon, because that wasn't a very popular cemetery at one time. And like I said, I don't know where the water table is now. But there were a lot of people that didn't have their parents or whatever buried in there because of that water table.
Well, one thing that would help is if you do open it up, get rid of all the rooting, get rid of everything that's open, it would be drier. You know, it's
still a cemetery, and those people still need to be respected.
I agree.
But the cemetery, does it look, I mean, those trees aren't growing where the graves are.
Yes, they are.
There's several, if you go out there.
Graves in the back, yes.
No, even where I'm supposed to sell new ones, ma'am, there's
It's
a
been
tree
overtaken a lot.
growing on top of someone's grave site. There's a headstone into a tree.
On the south side?
On the west side.
I still don't know.
There's branches all over the place.
In the
They're just, it's a disgrace. And that's a resting place.
Yeah, there used to be people, the township used to pick up all the branches in the spring of the year all the time. Joe used to pick them up all the time. With the pickup, he'd be down there picking up the branches.
Did you get, guys, I know you gotta put it out for bid, but did you guys get a hold of Tim, the tree wrangler?
We put it out there, and just these two are the only ones that came. So I don't think we can't get a hold of people. They came to us, but
I contacted.
we contacted.
I don't know. I've had it up for a month.
Okay.
That.
Well, I just know that he does tree removal,
Yeah.
and, if he were to come across $10 cheaper, it's $10 we'd save.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I had it.
Now we have
posted
the
for a
numbers,
month.
but it was supposed to be tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like I said, next time,
There's more.
right, he is on the radio, he's in the newspaper for doing trees, so, he does live in the Ontonagon County, we should give him a chance.
Sure.
Are these bids, like when you ask for bids, do you put it in the Ontonagon Herald?
I did not. I put it in Facebook. I put it in the meeting and posted
A
it
lot of
on
people aren't on Facebook.
Well,
And our website.
the website.
And our website's up now, so it's on that.
Most people don't know about the website. A lot of people
On
that
Facebook, I don't
I gotta figure out the website.
But a lot of people don't look at the website, I'm sorry about that, but.
Well, we could table it and do an ad.
If I
If
table.
we table it though, it's gonna be next year.
Yep.
Well, I'm not asking you to table this, I'm just saying.
Oh,
And
in the
another thing
future?
is about the minutes should be put in the Ontonagon Herald too.
it doesn't have to be. That's a suggestion.
it's a suggestion, yes, but
Every time you go in the Herald though, you know that costs us money.
it doesn't cost money,
Yeah,
no money at all.
Yes, it does, it cost me $40 a month.
Not for the
No.
minutes, no, cause I checked with the Herald.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
too.
but for the ads and stuff, so if I place an ad, it costs
Any
us.
ad costs
Well,
money.
of course it does,
But
but not the minutes.
Not the
No.
minutes, absolutely not.
Now, the minutes were just for pleasure reading.
Not really.
No, not really, the people in the township don't come to all the meetings.
So that's what she told me. The lady told me that that's why they don't charge for
She
The
said,
minutes.
we like to get news.
the pleasure reading. It's pleasure reading.
Yeah.
This is a big township, and everybody doesn't come to White Pine to look at the bulletin.
And nobody goes to the
They
mall.
should.
I don't.
Well, nobody, where?
Everybody should go to the mall,
What for? What's in the mall?
shopping,
They're closing,
restaurant. post
because
office.
I'm-
Yeah, because nobody goes in there, so all the stores closed.
Well, let's stay focused here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mike, on that cemetery, after our last meeting, I went out there and walked it with Darlene, and we walked around and found 2 more little lots. What I'll call site markers, with the 2 on them and the W's, that found 2 more. They're so sporadic, you try laying out a string line, nothing's in line.
Yeah.
I think it was just haphazard. I wanna pull up a topography map, find out about the water table, because when we were there, we had had rain in about 3 weeks, and I was walking through 6 inches of water. And I think it's just low-lying area. I don't think you're ever gonna get rid of the water, but taking out all the trees is gonna exacerbate the problem, because roots suck up water from the trees. You're gonna eliminate some of it.
well, they were gonna do some filling too.
Yeah,
So topsoil replacement, seeding and landscaping is needed to get the stuff to flow properly. That's included in the bids. The low-lying areas will
willow
be,
trees, but I'll tell you what, they're the best ones to suck up water. You put them on the outskirts of that thing, it'll be dry as a bone in a year. I mean, that's just common for that. We did it in Illinois, but again, I'm not in Illinois now. I'm
we're
just
trying to have
saying-
as much saleable as we can and be respectful to the people
No, I
that are there
agree
on the
with that
outskirts
100%.
now.
But I'm just saying, as far as finding all them pucks, I think we're gonna have problems with that, because some of them are 6 inches underground, and it's just years of decay, and the grass clippings and branches dying, and, it just builds up on top of them. It was never kept up. But I don't see any random squared off sites for anything. It's just, here's a plot, nobody's here.
There's a headstone sideways.
Well, some of them are missing. You can see the indentations from years ago, but that's where you need a pro.
Just one of these
Because
guys
there's no
gonna do
headstone.
it.
For years.
They're gonna clear it, and then they're gonna landscape it and make it 100% nice, open, and not rectangle
So in
that
other
it
words,
is.
they're going to clear it and repair it.
Yes. You try to control the moisture as best you can to get it away.
I would,
But I mean, when tree grows here, obviously it raises the ground, it could stop, waterways and stuff. It needs 100% to be readdressed where the growth has overtaken it. I mean, not to say that Joe didn't do good. I mean, right now, there's a third of the place is covered with more than sticks. So it needs to be freshened.
A lot of the trees are over 60 years old. I mean,
Right.
they're just old.
It needs to be maintainable,
Yeah.
and it's not that.
so in my research of the cemetery, I did learn that it is not Carp Lake Township Cemetery. It is Green Finnish Evangelical Lutheran Cemetery. So there's that. And then also that it was started by 4 Finnish ministers that would come from Mass, and they actually started congregating under maple trees. So I'm hoping that next summer or spring we can raise money and buy 4 maple trees in representing the 4 priests or ministers that came. And the only reason why they stopped the Finnish church is because there was no need to speak Finnish anymore.
The church burnt down. The church.
That too,
Church.
that they burnt it down.
Yeah, pardon?
They burnt it down.
No, there was a fire and it burnt. They didn't burn it purposely.
Oh, the research that I found was that it was handed over, and then because it was in such disrepair that they burned it down.
They burnt the rest after the fire was there and burnt. Because all the records and everything were burnt.
Yeah,
For
I
the
know.
church and for the cemetery. That's why nothing was done after the church burned. And I have no idea when the township took that over.
The 70s. I've gone through the museum and I've received some paperwork and information. I plan on doing more, but in the process, I mean, it's one step at a time, and the biggest kicker is gonna be the trees. Because I cannot sell lots and plots with trees in it. So either we say that it's full, and then we just wash our hands and just let it eat itself out, necessarily, or we try to take
It's
care of it.
definitely being overtaken. It's getting to a point where it's lost its
Integrity.
maintainability as a rectangle, for sure. It's being impeded on all sides.
You said that is actually not our property?
Oh, it is Carp Lake. We did take it over,
Okay,
but
you did
the
take it
name
over.
is not Carp Lake Township Cemetery.
I think that the people buried there deserve the respect.
Thank you.
Yes.
These two bids here, are they offering the same services? Because one
Yes,
is just listed out more?
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
I did talk to Luke and Eric Hill. So Luke is with Basil, and Eric Hill is with JSP. And I asked them to be a little bit more descriptive. So I did make notes because there they didn't say much about the trees. They just say remove and dispose. So they will do some stump removal, stump grinding, because there's some stumps that they can't because they're on grave sites, and they can't remove the roots in some areas because of grave sites. There's roots that go underneath headstones.
Yeah, we have to respect some things and not just go in there and go hog wild.
So,
'Cause
yeah,
it's all
But
the
now this one doesn't say anything about landscaping.
yeah, so
And that's like the other
JSP,
one did.
right, JSP focused more on the landscaping, so I would have them rewrite this to talk about more what they're gonna do with the trees as
Clean up the
well.
landscaping.
Where Dishaw was very, he was a little bit more expensive, but he also outlined very well what he would do
Yeah.
in both aspects
He
with the
also
trees.
says prices may vary.
Yes, so he said it depends on the amount of soil that he would have to bring in. So that could raise up to 32,000. He said prices vary depending on amount. I'll need to make a low area level high quote of 32,000. Where this guy was, it could be more, but what I was did when I did estimates, it's hard to shoot because when you're doing roads and you're doing things that are unpredictable, what we see is on the surface. But once you start getting into something, it's hard to predict. So there's always going to be, I think, some contingencies.
Kind of sort of, but you're also paying for professionalism to get it there.
Right. So, I mean, we could set a cap. But I did ask too, I asked both companies, would it help if we set up a volunteer session where people come out with their saws and do stuff? He says it doesn't matter because they're still not going to do what we are going to do. You're not going to take down
Liability
these
in that.
Yeah.
50, 60-foot trees.
That's just asking for trouble. We didn't do a cemetery.
That's what I
A bunch
thought.
of people in there trying to cut trees down.
Well, destroying property, but also if they get hurt, then it becomes our problem with our insurance, where they're going to be licensed, bonded, and insured.
Okay, everybody take a moment.
Okay.
Gary, what do you think?
Well, I think it has to be done. I would say the JSP contract, I won't get.
He is.
Yeah, by quite a bit.
Okay. And financially, we're okay doing this?
Yes, being that we didn't do anything else, we set aside over $40,000 and we have done nothing here in our budget from February. I put 30,000 into this parking lot. And there was, I think, somewhere back in there, I would have to look at my budget specifically, but I know there was 30,000 here that we did not use.
Well, I know next year I want to make that better behind the rec center for fire truck accessibility.
It's going to be a mess there if you start that this fall. It might be better to wait till next, dries up next spring.
It's never dry there. There's so
They
much
said that-
swamp.
They said that this, or maybe they do it when it's frozen.
Yeah.
I guess.
They said
You wanna do
it'd be better in the
So
fall.
we'll go with
Yeah,
JSP.
but when you bring the winter, it's a lot better to do. You're not very.
They said they would like to do it in the
Right.
fall and then do the dirt work in the spring is what both companies said.
Well, GSP's cheaper. I guess all it takes at this point is a motion if you want to go forward with it. Everybody's happy with it. I mean, we all agree that there's some respect that needs to be laid out there. So,
Well, a motion.
okay, Marty makes a motion to go with GSP.
Yes. I
Okay.
support this. Who supported?
Gary supported. Okay. Roll call vote. Marty?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Gary? I vote yes.
Thank you.
That is approved. Board to approve of a new sign at the Lutheran Cemetery.
Because it's not Carp Lake Township Cemetery, it is in fact called the Green Evangelical Lutheran or Finnish Lutheran Cemetery. I think the sign should reflect the name of the cemetery. Again, the bids were out for a month. Nobody did any bids. Ray, or Marquis Mill, did an exceptional job at our sign for the Bonanza Falls. They put in a proposal.
I would think that you would wait till after the trees are done and then go from there.
The sign is not in the way of the trees.
I know, but take one step at a time.
Yes, we could probably wait till spring to
Yeah, I got a great idea.
install the sign.
What if we use the tree from there?
Yeah.
Is there a big enough tree out there?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Make a sign with the tree.
Green wood, can't use green wood. It'll crack and split.
Well, do we want to get this done first and then wait on that?
I mean, it doesn't reflect the name then.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking $900.
Use a couple of smaller trees as posts, rather than go out by 4x4s.
We could incorporate something in there, yeah. Well, doing that, we definitely need a sign there.
Right, I
But
mean,
if the township's putting the money out, why don't we call it Carp Lake Township Cemetery?
it already is, and it's not called that.
It's not correct.
It's not correct. Just because it's in our township, you don't get to change the name. The actual name of the cemetery is Green Finnish Evangelical Lutheran Cemetery. Just because Carp
If you
Lake
Google
Township,
it, that's what it is on
Right.
Google.
yeah, but just because we adopted it in the 70s, I don't know who changed the name or why they changed the name. But just because you adopt something, you don't get to change the name.
But if we're taking money off the board, I mean, how many other properties are around here that people have stuff on?
Was it named Green Evangelical Lutheran because it was owned by the church at the time?
Yes. It was.
And now that it's owned by the township is why it was renamed? That's the research I'm kind of wondering is if that's why it's named Carp Lake Township right now is because the church is no longer an entity that's
It's
there.
not a church, though. It's a cemetery, so it's
Well,
not
it was
church.
owned by a church. That's why it was called Green
Yeah.
Evangelical Lutheran Finnish Church. It was owned by the church. That's why it was named that.
Taxpayers.
But now it's owned by the township instead of the church.
Right, I understand that, but just because it's owned by us, we don't get to change the name of it. That's not how the
Technically,
deed works.
yes.
That's not how the,
Technically, that's what already happened. That's why it was already
Legally,
Green
they can.
Township.
Legally, you
Because they
could
gave
if
up
we
their
own it.
rights when they gave up the property.
Yeah.
but
They
what
have
I
no
have
right.
for paperwork shows that from the museum in Ontonagon and doing some other research through Green's Facebook stuff,
Yeah.
this Doug gentleman who is a very good advocate for our township, who also does his research, all have said this is in fact Green Finnish Evangelical Lutheran Cemetery.
And which is great in that while, why can't you compromise and have that? And then on the bottom part, 1972 Carp Lake Township. So if I went there to see the gravesite or whatever, I would at least know where to go.
Okay.
Incorporate like care of Carp Lake
Oh,
Township.
yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
And then that way the taxpayers, us, are getting our name out there instead of just putting some name. I've been here for 50 years. I never knew the name of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's doable.
But I mean, if you wanted to bury it there, you wouldn't know where to go.
Right. That sounds really good. I like that. It has a nice ring to it too, because then people know. Because kind of like the whole Bonanza, Greenwood Falls,
Yeah.
that was a big.
I think we find a good way to incorporate both.
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
Just
So
because
are we
it changed
tabling?
hands, you're still respectful to the back to the people that were there before. There's a lot of folks that were before that in the 70s.
Oh,
And then you can be respectful to the people that came forward. We'll do the best of both worlds. I think maybe we tabled this a little bit.
Okay.
How about we do some renderings first and bring them to the next meeting? How's that?
Rendering what?
Drafts.
Drafts. And if anybody knows of anybody who does stuff, it would be nice to get. I'm new. I put it out there, but I don't hear from anybody. So if anybody knows somebody that does signs and stuff, please.
What
Bring
about
them-
Burroughs in Ontonagon?
Huh?
Burroughs makes signs in Ontonagon,
Rules.
Peninsula Graphics.
Peninsula Graphics.
They do really good work.
He's metal.
These stickers.
He's stickers and metal.
These vinyl stickers.
He does it all, I thought.
He does it all.
He does what?
Peninsula Graphics.
Peninsula Graphics.
They're right downtown.
Yeah, I know where they are.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So throw an invite there. We'll table it for now.
Thank you. Some good feedback.
But it would be nice to make a decision on that, especially
We'll come back in.
we approved this. So as we're moving forward, making it better, it'd be nice to have that done next meeting. So everybody brings somebody else again, and it's nice to see this much participation for sure. The board is to approve the hiring of Orion Solutions. State of Michigan Treasury Department will reimburse a portion of the cost. They will not pay for the lodging, food, or expense.
Okay, I can go through this one too. I've been doing a lot of the calls. So, in my 10 months, 11 months almost being in this office, we cannot get our numbers to work on our computers with the QuickBooks. There's stuff in there from 05, and there's a lot of things that the auditors don't and cannot fix. The auditor's job is not to fix our stuff. They're there to make sure we're honest and doing everything correctly. They cannot make suggestions. So back in the day when the rec building collapsed and fundings were coming out of the checking account, that drew attention to the Michigan Treasury, the state of Michigan's Treasury Department. And when we explained everything that's going on, they in turn sent me a list of CPAs to come in and help clear our books, figure them out, see what we can do, what are some do's and don'ts, blah, blah, blah. I have people that have said, do you know how far north you are? We don't go that far. We don't do this. We don't do that. And out of all their lists, I got one, because the other guy ghosted me. Out of 1, 2, just say there was 16. So the state of Michigan Treasury Department has a budget where we have to put up the money first, and they would reimburse us to help us put our books in order to figure out what we're doing, what needs to be done moving forward.
That and to make sure all of that went down.
Everything.
Okay.
Yes. So the only person, like I said, has been Orion, and I've chatted with him and Tom. I could pass this around. He has got quite the credentials, and Tom holds an MBA as well as an MA in Educational Administrative Policy, along with the relevant certifications such as Certified Public Financial Officer, the CPFO, and the Certified Public Funds Investment Manager. So they all come with 25, 30 years of experience, and I think this is great. because we're trying to move to the BSNA, if we take all this stuff from QuickBooks and put it onto BSNA, we're gonna have the same problems. When, the auditors